What's good, YouTube? It's Rage Real. So in today's video, I want to show you guys how to get any wide receiver or running back at quarterback using this scheme in college football 25. So if you enjoy this video, go and drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and sub and turn post notifications on. So I do want to say that this scheme in particular is using the Alabama playbook. I do believe it's in one more college's playbook, but I'll have that link down low for y'all. Also linked is my website. It's allthingsmadden.com, and you can get ebooks on there, so I recommend you go check it out if you kind of want to up your game. So anyways, that's there down there for you. But in today's video, it's gonna be pretty quick. So just to be transparent, I love this scheme whenever I'm trying to milk the clock or if I'm trying to control the pace of the game, and I'll get into more of that here in a second. But so to get in the bread and butter of it, we're gonna go to this F twins over formation, and if you go to packages, you'll be able to either get your halfback at quarterback or you can get your wide receiver at quarterback. So my suggestion is to put your fastest receiver here, or either that or put your receiver who has some pretty nice throwing stats. That might be crazy, but just whoever has the better one if you want to audible to another formation, and we'll talk about that in a second. Also, you can do the same thing with your halfback, and what it does is it puts your quarterback out there wide receiver. So that's how we're able to do that. So please make sure you don't actually audible your quarterback out of there, basically. So you see how 4 is out there? Don't audible your quarterback out there, or you won't be able to get anybody out there. So this only works because of that reason. So the cool part about this formation is that you actually can put in audibles here. So we have the cross screen, which is very good. Jet touch pass is excellent. Inside zone, I don't really like it too much. The quarterback counter is great. The halfback counter is still great too. The quarterback power, believe it or not, isn't that effective, but we're gonna go ahead and see that. So this is how I like to do my audibles right here, as you can see. So personally, I like to go ahead and come out in quarterback power, just to be honest, but I don't really like run it a whole lot, and you'll see why here in a second. So let's just go to kind of a meta formation. I know 3-3, of course, you know your double mug. Penny's becoming a little bit more popular, so we'll just do it out of penny. Doesn't really matter what we're in, so we'll just go to a standard cover 3. So this is pretty much what you're going to see here. So notice that I can just audible to any one of these plays if I want to, and the formation that you can audible to is going to be the split twins offset, but I'll talk about that in just one second. I just want to kind of speed through these run plays and why I like them. So basically this one is going to be your quarterback one. It's okay, but it literally just depends on what defense they're in, and that's why I like this offense. So you want to use this as far as like clock management. If you're kind of up and you want to slow the pace down, you're trying to like kill clock, this is the perfect offense for that. For example, the power will work good because of this front, but the front's not always going to be good. Sometimes that guy will be out there where he's supposed to, but you really just want to really mess with the user, basically, and sometimes that happens. So for example, okay, I know jet touch pass isn't good versus that formation, right? So maybe I might not call it. Let's put this guy back over here. Now, okay, he's not gonna go. All right, so let's say for some reason, okay, dang, I can't run jet touch pass, right? So now what I would do is I would just go audible to this one is going to be the quarterback counter, okay? Or I could do running back counter. It doesn't matter which one, but the motion is going to be the same thing. And now, as you can tell, boom, we're going to the other side, right? Okay, cool. This one, okay, didn't work too well. Probably could have got more. Now let's try the halfback counter. So you get the idea of how this offense works. So this is what I mean as far as clock control offense. It's perfect for it. And just to kind of show you, okay, I didn't really get the yards I like. Okay, now I'm going to go try the inside zone because they have inside zone. So you can play around with audibles. You can put which ones you want in there. The reason why I like this formation in particular is because you attack every area of the field. You attack the outside to the right. You attack the outside to the left with the screen, which we'll talk about in a second. You attack the outside with the counter. You can actually attack inside with the inside zone, and you can attack the inside with the quarterback power if you just follow your blocks and turn it up inside. So last one I'll talk about real quick is going to be this screen, because I'm telling y'all, running these plays like this, if you kind of understand what plays work best versus the fronts, and when I say fronts, I mean as far as the people, how they line up. So normally this guy in the normal game is here. So this would be a front, right? Now, if he keeps coming out with a play like this, this will just be his front that he runs. So it's just however the defense looks when I say front. So anyways, with this screen, it's a little finicky. You'll see in gameplay that sometimes it glitches out. So when that happens, the best thing I found out is just go ahead and take off. Because every now and again this will happen. I'm actually glad it happened in practice mode. This happens in game 2 where he'll do this little animation and kind of dumb out. When that happens, don't try to throw it because you're not gonna be able to. You're gonna take a sack. You should just go ahead and try to scramble immediately. So don't wait like I did. Go ahead and get out of there immediately, and that'll be able to save you a lot of time. And it does that every so often, and it's whenever they bump into each other. So if something crazy happens, ooh, it's 78. That boy's fast. But normally you want to have somebody in there with some speed. But anyway, you get the idea of what I mean. So we'll try to call it one more time to see if it doesn't dumb out. But gameplay will show you it doesn't dumb out. As you can tell, notice that he kind of dumbed out. Okay, now I'm gonna take off. Now you could still throw it to square if you want to. It's just most of the time the user will go cover that. So if it dumbs out, just take off running. Okay, and I want to go ahead and show you this formation so you can at least see how you want to do your audibles, and I'll let you see how I do my audibles, okay? And then after that, we'll go straight into gameplay. So it's this formation, split twins offset. It's the only formation that'll let you audible into when you come out with your wide receiver or running back at quarterback. But this formation is actually pretty fire, okay? So I personally love to put the RPO read bubble, so that way it's just a triple option, basically. That's all it is. And I love to complement that play with the sometimes I'll do the speed option. So right here in this audible, so I'll either put the speed option or I'll go ahead and put the cross buck in there as far as 2 run plays. Now the 2 passive plays I love is this PA switch sail and this motion slot cross, which I'll talk about here in just a second. So I love the combo of attacking the right side of the field and then attacking the left side of the field, and that'll make perfect sense here in a second. But just wanted to kind of tell you about the audibles so that way you can kind of have that set. So I'm just going to come out and touch pass, and we'll do a different front this time. Just because let's go 3-3 over, why not? Let's just do let's do cover 3 match. Okay, so the cover 3 match, not a cover 3 match, it don't really matter. Let's go audible over. So first I just want to show you the RPO read bubble and how it works. So the best thing to do here is most of the time you're going to want to pull this ball even if they attack you, and that's because most of the time this pitch man is going to be who you're looking for, so the swing route. So most of the time, no matter what, I like to pull it, and then if I do, I'll go ahead and throw it. And then a lot of times they'll set up great blocks, especially if you have the numbers, and then as you can tell, you can kind of get a whole lot of yards. So how I judge this is based off the numbers, so, and also the post snap, what happens post snap. So automatically I'm thinking about throwing this. Why is that? Because I got 2-on-2 and I like those numbers. So now if I got 2-on-2, if that user doesn't come flying over here, I'm now going to throw this ball, as you can tell. And again, I could have handed this ball off, and what would have happened is he would have been able to pick up that block, and I would have had a nice little lane here if I wanted to hand it off. So that's why I like this scheme, because it's gonna force I can't talk. It's gonna force the user to be honest. And remember, that's all I can do. See, I'm spamming it. That's all the formations you're able to have. So it's very, very quick audibles. Okay. Now speed option, I don't really like it too much. It works better in the goal line more than anything, y'all. So again, we're going to go and call hike, and it's just a normal speed option. I mean, every now and again that does happen. That's why I'm not a huge fan of it, but that was just one of those freak things. And again, I got some gameplay to show y'all, but I like to show you just the hard truth about some of this stuff. But most of the time that doesn't happen like you've seen. So we'll go here, boom, and then a lot of times, like I said, I like to call this whenever I'm in the red zone. Just it's a great play to call. So now the 2 passing concepts I want to show you. So it just depends on who you have at quarterback and if they can throw or not. You don't need somebody who can throw really great. I'm pretty sure this guy's, throwing stats aren't very good, but this is the one setup I like. Okay, so all you do is take square, put them on the in route, and then I like to let this play action happen. A lot of times the blocking's pretty good, and then you can just kind of throw that there. That's normally going to be your first read. Okay, if for some reason they're hollering at you and you just can't get that play action off, just block the person, and it's fine. You can still run it without the play action. But I do want to show you real quick why I like this setup. So the reason why I like this setup is because when this motion happens, most of the time when the user's when user's out there and you throw this route enough, he's going to take his user and just kind of shoot straight over here. And about time he realizes, oh hey, it's pass, he'll kind of be up in this area right here most of the time. And most of the time they're going to grab the guy that's over here on this side so they can have the numbers whenever you do the swing concept. So most of the time it's going to be that hook zone that's coming to play up in here. So what happens is a lot of times he's going to choose between these 2 guys, which is what we want him to do. because the whole time we're looking here also. So it just depends on what we see. So normally it's going to be between this guy and it's going to be between our underneath guy. So as you can tell, we got 3 quick reads. You don't really want to get crazy with the setups, because remember, he's just a quarterback. I mean, he's just a halfback or a receiver at quarterback. So if you want to, I would suggest be sneaky and throw in your quarterback and actually run some real concepts, like where you could push the ball farther. But if you got a running back in there or a fullback or, you know, a receiver, don't get too cute with it. All right, so that's that one concept I like. Now the other one's going to come from this motion slot cross, and with this setup, it's pretty much similar. We're just going to take X, put them on a drag. We're going to take square, and I like to go ahead and custom stem them down just a little bit, not all the way. So see, this is all the way, so I'll say just a little bit. So probably where he's touching about the 10 yards in front of him. And you have the option of blocking triangle or not. It's up to you. If you think they're not blitzing you, then just leave them on the route. If they're blitzing, go ahead and block them. But I'm gonna leave them going out for now, and you're really just making a two-way read between X and square. Okay, there it goes. And you want to make it very, very easy throws. Okay, you don't want to do nothing crazy. All right. Now I'll also show you versus man, then we'll get into some gameplay, and that'll be all. So just in case they're running heavy man, most of the time they're gonna run like a heavy man blitz at you. And if they're just doing a good job of stuffing the runs out of this formation, and you really just kind of, it's like a 3rd and like maybe 5 or something, you just need to get in good position. I love this concept. All right, so it's just a good concept versus man coverage. Now this stop route, I'm not really looking to throw. I'm really looking between this crosser and this drag, and I'm hoping that the user follows the drag. All right, because I'm really wanting to hit that crosser. That's if you have somebody who can throw the ball. Most of the time it's just a simple float, just float it and just, you know, go get it, because it's still your quarterback. So like, you know, be mindful of that. That's right there. That's why it's good to have an athletic quarterback with this style of offense. But again, I'm really looking to hit this drag, and like I was telling you, this route can get open. It just depends on who you have running. Right there, I could probably throw that. I could probably get away with throwing that. You just got to be careful, because he's a wide receiver throwing that ball, not your accurate quarterback. So you want to really look to these type of routes. But anyways, man, that's pretty much how I love this offense. There's one more thing I want to give you, then we'll get right into gameplay. So if you don't like the speed option run, my suggestion, and I really love the alternate between this two, is to throw in this halfback cross buck. So real quick, I'll show you what that looks like. Let's just go cover 3 Mabel. What I like to do, you see how this guy is blocking that end right there? I like to almost treat this like a counter. So instead of taking this ball to the right, I'll show you, instead of just going to the right and then fill in your blocks, which you can, I personally like to try to make it a counter. So I look to cut back first. So I'm looking left. Okay, I'm gonna stick my foot in the ground, and it all depends on the front too. So I'll try it to see. But let's see if I can get a good example here. So I'll hold the stick, and then now I'm cutting it back. And a lot of times that lane will be there, because most of the time the user will actually fill the gap. So let's see if I get it. That's what I was trying to show you, that a lot of times that little counter is a possibility. So that's why I like this play. It gives you a counter and it gives you an inside zone, and all in one. It just depends on how well they're blocking. And again, I like this call when it's like 3rd and like 2 or 3. But anyways, y'all, that's pretty much everything. We're gonna go ahead and dive into this gameplay, and then that'll be all. All right, y'all, so right here we are matched up against Texas, and we go ahead and open up the game right here with the quarterback power, as we are able to find the gap and be able to go in for the score. So how you want to use this offense is right here, just to kind of be transparent. I do show defensive clips only whenever there's like a possession change or a big play or something, so that way you can kind of understand the flow of the game. So like you just don't see nothing but offense and wonder how I got there. That's just something I like doing. But unfortunately our opponent did make an early exit, so now we are into our second game. So right here, what I like to start off doing, I like to just see what works versus their defense as far as like this scheme. So think about it, when you want to use this scheme is like a clock management. You don't want to run this all game, but whenever you're up, like, you know, whenever you're winning, that's when you want to go ahead and pull this out. It's right there. I tried to set up his user, but sadly I did not succeed, so that's why I went inside first. But I could have just ran outside, but I was just overthinking it, which is something that I am a little bad about. Like right there, I should have cut the ball up. I had no business trying to just run outside of that guy. So it was definitely a learning experience at the same time, because this is not my style of offense, with like as far as being run heavy. I'm very pass heavy by nature, so this is also still like a transitional thing for me. So for example right here, that's why I ran quarterback power, because when I ran the jet pass, I wasn't successful because they played the outside well. So that's how you want to use this offense. You want to figure out what works versus your opponent, and then just kind of keep it in your back pocket. Like, you don't want to spam it to where when you get in this formation they know what to run. You want them to guess essentially, but you know what you can run, because at the end of the day you're on offense, you know, so they don't know what you're about to call. So In other words, that's why you don't want to like spam too much, because you want to just keep it in your back pocket, and when you need it, you got it, because you know exactly what you want to call. But the only way you can find that out is if you actually run the plays. That makes sense? So in other words, I'm opening up the game right now with jet touch packs. I want to see if I can run it versus your front. So that's what I'm seeing right now. So I'm looking and I see him. Okay, he blew up the edge. So okay, jet touch pass, probably not a good run play is what I'm thinking from the very jump against this formation. So of course now I'm just going to try quarterback power. So now I can see, okay, is quarterback power a little better of a call? So I seen a little daylight, but not necessarily thrilled about it, but it's a better call than jet touch pass. So right here, I just wanted to move the chains, so I went ahead and, move the chains. Now I'm back to seeing, okay, what works versus your defense using this offense, and that's how I like to do it. And right there, the glitch is what I was telling you about. So just be careful with it. It's not that it's a broken play, but it does, when it works well. How about that? So right here, I'm just kind of audibling to see what he likes to do, and that's one of the beauties of this, especially if they use their defensive lineman who you happen to be reading. Works very well. So now I know, okay, hey, that play worked very well for you. So now I would technically be not run this formation now. And again, I'm only seeing what I like. All right, and I only recommend you do this if you're trying to control the game. Now, I don't suggest sitting in this. You shouldn't be sitting in this all game. It's just not I mean, you can, but as you can tell, it's very hard to just sit in this, because you see I keep getting in situations like 3rd and 11, 3rd and 14, and I keep having to find a dot basically. And that's why I said, please don't just think this is offense you can just sit in all game. Now, you probably can against some people, but against your better people, you don't want to abuse it like that. So there's the glitch I was telling you, but like I told you, if you kind of could just run out there, sometimes you can make a play, because you got a running back at quarterback or you got a receiver. So you don't have to worry about ball security too much. That's why I like using a running back in case it's a broken play. So like I was telling y'all, I love to save this little speed option play for the red zone, because I just find it works a lot better. So right here, this one is a cross screen, and again, notice he bumped them, but we were still able to get it off. And what I've noticed is when you can get this play off, they almost just don't guard it for some reason. Like it's really a busted play, to be honest. Especially if they start trying to man blitz you too much, that's when stuff just gets wild with this offense. So it keeps them on their toes, not really knowing where to go. As you can tell, you can kind of get glitchy with it. Sometimes it bounces straight outside, and it's just a lot of times it's just too much for them. So anyways, though, I believe this is the last play right here. But that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for this video, though, y'all. Try it out, man. I promise you'll love this formation. It is a fun thing to run. But anyways, I pray that y'all have a blessed day. I'm Ray Jarrell. Oh wait, hold on, don't leave yet. We got one more I forgot about. So we're just gonna do the little quarterback counter right here. And as you can tell, we are going to be able to we do get tackled, but he is gonna go ahead and quit out right here. But that's gonna wrap it up for this video, though. I do pray you have a blessed day. I'm Ray Jarrell, and I'm out.